Okay, so I knew this dude, I'm gonna call him Dave. He was dating a Japanese girl, and they'd been seeing each other for a while. And he would meet her at a Lawson near her home. And he'd pick her up there and he'd drop her off every time they go on dates. So one night he asked her, he says, is it okay if I take you to your doorstep? And she was like, no, just drop me off at Lawson. And he said, okay. And he did it a couple times again after that, and she'd always say, no, just drop me off at the usual spot. That's okay, don't worry about it. I like to walk anyway, So he calls me up one day and he says, hey, Tino, my girlfriend, she doesn't let me take her to her house, drop her off at the door. She didn't let me pick her up, anything like that. Have you ever experienced anything like that? I'm like, oh yeah, it's normal here. They don't like for you to go to their home to pick them up. And do you know why? I said, I mean, depending on the person, there could be 1,000 reasons, but just go along with it. Perhaps one day she'll invite you over to the house for dinner or something like that, and just, let her leave and just continue to drop her off where you usually drop her off and pick her up. This is all right. But he didn't listen. And one night, after dropping her off at the convenience store, right, he says goodbye and watches her walk off, drives off, or acts like he drives off, right? He parks his car, gets out, follows her home. Now, she lives a good maybe 800 meters away from the convenience store. It's a nice little walk, he says. And now he knows where she lives. He knows exactly where the house is. And the next time they go out, he decides that it is going to be a good idea to surprise her as she walks out the door. And he drives up to her house. And as she's walking out the door, she sees him in his car. And she doesn't know what to think. She's just shocked. She immediately runs to the car, asks him what he's doing there, and she says, don't say anything, just leave. Just go. I'll line you later. Long story short, she broke up with dude. He thought it was a good idea to surprise her by picking her up at the door. He calls me and he tells me what happened, and I told him, I said, see, I told you not to do it. Japanese, not only women, but also men as well, they don't like for you to know exactly where they live. I mean, like I said, there could be 1,000 different reasons. And the thing is, it has nothing to do with being a foreigner. Japanese people to do it to other Japanese people. Okay, they do not like for you to know where they live. And I understand it. Okay, it's understandable. What if you break up with somebody and they end up coming to your house, right? People looking out the window, and then you got the neighbors talking to the parents and what have you. And I mean, all kinds of stuff could just go all kinds of different ways, right? But for the most part, Japanese people, they will have you meet them somewhere if you're going to go out on a date. Or if you're going to pick them up, they'll pick a place near their home for you to pick them up or drop them off, because they will not let you, most of them, okay? There might be some special cases where some of you out there are saying, oh no, well, my girl, she didn't do that. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, but for the most part, listen to me. If they tell you to drop them off somewhere, trust me, they're safe. They're all right. It's their neighborhood. Drop them off. Pick them up there. Wait for them to one day, eventually, it could be years down the line, you don't know, they will invite you over to the house. As a matter of fact, I didn't know where Minako lived for like 3 years. Okay, we met at the same place all the time. But I never took her to her home. And I never questioned why, because I know that's how Japanese people do things. It's a normal thing. Just drop them off at the convenience store, wherever they want you to drop them off and pick them up. That's it. Don't be like Dave.